Judith Maria and welcome to SG Global News. From the gruesome murders ravaging Nigeria, claiming at least 15 lives in Plateau State, to the release of an Irish missionary and 8 others after being kidnapped from their orphanage in Haiti, we have many stories to cover. In the latest wave of violence in Nigeria's Plateau State, at least 15 Christians were killed in a targeted attack in the Chakfam district. Around 3,000 residents were forced to flee their homes as violence attributed to Fulani militants escalated. On the evening of Monday, August 18th, attackers stormed the villages, opening fire, setting homes ablaze and slaughtering livestock. The following morning, security forces arrived at the scene and recovered several bodies from the streets and surrounding farmland. At least 15 Christians have been killed in a targeted attack in the Chakfam district of Plateau State, Nigeria. Around 3,000 residents have been forced to flee their homes amid the latest wave of violence blamed on Fulani militants. On the evening of Monday, August 18th, attackers raided the villages of Tim, Kopang, Mihidin, Jublang, Jilam, Jibin, and Mandan. They opened fire, set homes ablaze, and slaughtered livestock. The following morning, security personnel arrived at the scene, recovering several bodies from the streets and farmland. The injured were transported to the Church of Christ in Nations Hospital in Chakfam. Displaced residents shared that they fled with nothing as their food supplies and livestock were destroyed during the attacks. Bulus Dabit, national president of the Mogwahal Development Association, criticized the slow response of security forces. He told International Christian Concern, quote, "By the time the security agents reached Chakfam, it was too late. The damage had already been done," end quote. Security forces explained that the area's difficult terrain hindered their access. In another attack on Sunday, August 10, thousands of residents were forced to flee their homes after suspected Islamist gunmen targeted Ai Tawar community in predominantly Christian Benue state located in Nigeria's middle belt. The church building in Ai Tawar in Kastina Ala local government area was severely damaged, with many fittings and furnishings destroyed. 2 nearby vehicles were also set ablaze. In Nigeria's middle belt, 3 people were confirmed dead following an attack at approximately 7:30 p.m. on August 13th in Guan village, located in the Rim community of Riom local government area, Plateau State. The assault was carried out by suspected Fulani Islamists. According to the charity Open Doors, Nigeria ranks as the 7th most dangerous country in the world for Christians, despite having more legal religious freedom than other nations in the top 10. Persistent jihadist violence has led to more Christians being killed for their faith in Nigeria than anywhere else. Many of these individuals now reside in internal displacement camps across the country. On Friday, Russia announced that its forces had captured 6 additional settlements in Ukraine between August 23rd and 29th, while Ukraine reported a Russian troop building up in the Pokrovsk direction on the same day. Additionally, over the past week, the Russian armed forces delivered 7 group strikes with high-precision weapons and attack drones targeting Ukrainian military-industrial facilities, air bases, a missile storage warehouse, and a fuel depot. On Friday, Russia announced that its forces had captured 6 additional settlements in Ukraine's Donetsk and Dnipropetrovsk regions. On the same day, Ukrainian officials reported a buildup of Russian troops in the Pokrovsk direction. According to Russia's defense ministry, the 6 settlements were taken between August 23rd and 29th. The ministry also stated that over the past week, Russian forces carried out 7 coordinated strikes using high-precision weapons and attack drones. The targets included Ukrainian military-industrial sites, air bases, tactical missile storage facilities, and fuel depots. Meanwhile, the General Staff of Ukrainian Armed Forces reported that the Ukrainian forces struck a diesel fuel distribution station in Russia's Bryansk region, which supplies fuel to Russian troops. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky also addressed the situation on Friday, stating that the front line remained largely under control. However, he voiced concern about the growing threat in Pokrovsk's direction, where an estimated 100,000 Russian troops are reportedly gathering in preparation for a potential offensive. A distressing video circulating widely on social media shows a Christian father in Pakistan catching a Muslim shopkeeper red-handed assaulting his 12-year-old daughter. The incident, which occurred in Sindh province, reflects a broader trend of Pakistani Muslim men preying upon young Christian girls.
A video circulating on social media shows a Christian father catching a Muslim shopkeeper in the act of sexually assaulting his daughter. The 130-second video depicts the father searching for his daughter who had left home to buy groceries. Upon reaching the grocery store, he heard his daughter's cries for help and barged into the shop, where he found the shopkeeper forcibly assaulting the 12-year-old girl. The father, along with a group of Christians gathered outside the shop, confronted the shopkeeper, grabbing him by the collar and demanding an explanation. The shopkeeper responded with a grin. When questioned about the incident, the 12-year-old victim stated that the shopkeeper had forcibly dragged her into the store and assaulted her. This incident, reported to have occurred in Sindh province, is emblematic of a broader trend of Pakistani Muslim men preying on young teenage girls from Christian backgrounds. A 2025 human rights report documented alarming statistics on forced conversions and sexual violence against Christian women in the first quarter alone. According to an estimate by the Movement for Solidarity and Peace (MSP), approximately 1,000 to 1,500 girls from Christian families are abducted each year. The report also indicates that in most cases, police refuse to act against the perpetrators, and many of these abducted girls remain in the custody of their kidnappers. These abductions also highlight the complicity of the Pakistani judiciary, as perpetrators are often let off lightly. One particularly jarring example is when a Pakistani court validated the forced marriage of a 13-year-old Christian girl, despite evidence showing that she was coerced into the union.
In a major announcement, the Israel Defense Forces confirmed that it has recovered the body of 56-year-old Ilan Vazis, who had been missing since October 7, 2023. Vazis, who was last seen fighting Hamas terrorists as they besieged his town, Kibbutz Be'eri, was killed during the gunfight. The Israel Defense Forces announced via an expose that they have recovered the body of an Israeli hostage, Ilan Vazis. The IDF confirmed that the body of the slain hostage was retrieved during a joint operation with the counterintelligence agency Shin Bet. The recovered body of Ilan Vazis, along with the remains of an unidentified second hostage, is currently undergoing identification at the Abu Kabir National Institute of Forensic Medicine. Vaz, a devoted father of a single daughter, was killed on the morning of October 7, 2023, while defending his community of Kibbutz Be'eri as a member of the emergency response team. His wife Shiri and daughter Noga was also taken hostage by Hamas but were released as part of the hostage release deal that was in effect for 1 week in November 2023. Israeli President Isaac Herzog remembered Vaz as a courageous man who showed a noble spirit while fighting terrorists on a fateful day of October 7, 2023. Herzog also praised Vaz's family for their resilience and strength in their search for him. Meanwhile, the IDF announced that they had successfully eliminated Muhammad Abd al-Aziz Abu Zubaydah, head of the Islamic State of Palestine, a local affiliate of the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria, during an operation led by the Southern Command Wing of the Israeli Defense Forces. The Israeli military is also advancing its plan to take control of Gaza, increasing its encampments on the outskirts of the city. At least 3 people died in a fire at City Council building in Makassar, Indonesia, after nationwide protest erupted over the death of a motorcycle taxi driver struck by a police vehicle. Demonstrations spread across major cities, escalating into violent clashes with council office set ablaze and police accused of excessive force. At least 3 people lost their lives in Makassar, eastern Indonesia, after protesters set fire to the city council building during violent demonstrations, according to The Guardian. The unrest erupted nationwide on Friday after motorcycle taxi driver Afan Kuniawan was struck and killed by a police tactical vehicle during earlier rallies. Local officials reported that 3 victims became trapped inside the burning council office. 2 died at the scene, while another later succumbed in hospital. The city council secretary described the incident as unprecedented, noting that earlier demonstrations typically involved only rock throwing or tire burning. 4 others were injured and remained in hospital, according to officials. Demonstrations also extended to Jakarta, Yogyakarta, Bandung, Semarang, Surabaya, and Medan. In the capital, protesters gathered outside the Mobile Brigade Corps headquarters, which was blamed for the driver's death as officials used tear gas to disperse the crowds. Protesters hurled firecrackers and forced down gates, while authorities reported detaining 7 officers for questioning. The violence marked the most widespread protest of President Prabowo Subianto's term less than a year into office. He reportedly urged calm, visited the driver's family, and ordered a full investigation as public anger over wages, public conduct, and government spending cuts intensified. Irish missionary Jenna Herati and 8 other captives have been released nearly a month after being kidnapped in Haiti. Jenna Herati managed her little brother's and sister's orphanage on the outskirts of Port-au-Prince, was abducted on August 3rd, along with 7 Haitian colleagues and a 3-year-old child. Her family said in a statement that they are overwhelmed with relief and deeply grateful to all those both in Haiti and abroad who have worked relentlessly over these difficult weeks to ensure their safe return. Irish missionary Jenna Herati, among several orphanage staff members and a 3-year-old boy, were released on August 29th, nearly a month after being kidnapped from their orphanage, according to a statement from the facility. The kidnapping sparked global calls for the safe release of the captives after a gang stormed the orphanage in Kenskoff, a neighborhood overlooking Port-au-Prince that has faced numerous gang attacks this year. The Irish missionary has lived in Haiti since 1993 and led the special needs program at her little brothers and sisters orphanage, which is run by NPH charity. In a Facebook post, NPH expressed relief and gratitude, announcing that Jenna Herati and those who were with her had been released after being held against their will on August 3rd in Kenskoff. The organization also stated that their thoughts remain with the people of Haiti as they continue to hope for a safer and more peaceful days. The family of Jenna Herati said that they are relieved beyond words at her release. They thanked the Irish Deputy Prime Minister Simon Harris and his team, as well as the Irish Ambassador to the United States, Geraldine Bryan Nason, for their support. Irish Foreign Affairs Minister Simon Harris confirmed that Ms. Herati as well as the other captives are reported to be safe and well, and it was the outcome they all hoped for. Earlier this week, the United Nations reported that half of all gang recruits in Haiti were children, with some being forced to participate in combat. A UN-backed mission aimed at supporting Haitian police in reclaiming control from gangs has made limited progress so far. According to UN estimates, over 3,100 people were killed and 336 kidnapped for ransom in the first 6 months of this year. The ongoing violence has also displaced approximately 1.3 million people. That's all for today. Until we meet again, God bless and thank you.